So we are going to get started. Welcome everybody to Blakey Trades' first live Zoom call on YouTube. So yeah, we normally have 3 Zoom calls a week, 2 from myself, 1 every Sunday, and we do 1 midweek sometimes depending on what's happening and if anybody needs any guidance at all. So I'm going to do a couple of months live on here so that people can get a gist of what's going on in the group. What I'm going to go through is obviously tonight I'm going to say why this group started, you know, what's been happening in the community, just to keep everybody up to date that's obviously joined recently or thinking about joining. A bit of background in me and my trading journey, last week's results, how we got on last week on the market, where gold's at right now, basically talk about why gold's being a bit tricky at the minute. And then I'm going to do a little bit of mindset, which is what my calls are all about. We've got another call as well in the community from basically one guy in our network who's a professional trader, and he teaches you how to mark your charts up, teaches you what to look out for in the market, basically gives a lot of his 11 years experience away for the community for free. So, excuse me. So, first of all, thank you for joining. If you are thinking about joining, hopefully these calls will give you an insight to what we're doing. So, why did I start Blakey Trades? Because I was like yourself, got told about gold trading, how it all works, and I got thrown into the deep end, and I basically scoured around a lot of groups. I lost a lot of money. Yes, I made money, but because of the mistakes that I was making, I was losing a lot more than what I was actually winning. So I basically started to think I could do this better, and I can provide a space or a community where we can do it properly. We can do the Zoom calls. We can have an education section, which we have in our group. We have a full education group, which got lots of videos in there. All the previous Zoom calls are in there, and we actually teach you how to take the signals. So in all these other groups, you literally get chucked in the deep end, and there is a lot of groups out there who've got fluff results. There's no face on the group. We hold ourselves accountable to everything that we do. And there's a reason why we've got over 2,200 members in the community. There's a reason for that, because all these other groups, they've not got that many numbers, and if they have shown that they've got 30,000 and stuff, they're buying those members. There's nobody doing it at the minute like us, because I have people joining every single day saying that they've been in other groups and nobody does it like us. So I'm proud of that. We've got a great team here. So a bit of a background to me. I started trading 4 years ago, like I say, and on my first day I put £5,000 in the account, and on the first day trading I made £4,000, and I was like, this is easy. And I obviously fell on a really good day, because as you may know or may not know, to earn £4,000 in one day on a £5,000 account, you're massively over risking. But I thought it was good. I've got a good day, the signals were good, and I just thought I was Jordan Belfort there and then. The next day, I blew the account, because nobody told me about lot sizes, nobody told me about risk management, nobody taught me anything. They were just literally building hype and getting as many people into these groups as possible. And that basically happened for around 8 weeks. I was putting money in, blowing it, putting money in, blowing it, having a big win, maybe another big win, losing half my profit, blowing it. And I just kept going around in circles. But I did keep seeing that a lot of people were winning, and especially when I was in Dubai, there's a lot of traders here, and there's a lot of people successful from it, and I was in a close knit of people that were doing really well from it. So I began to think, how can I make it better? So then I found a couple of guys that we work with now in our network, and we've created this space where it is all down to being taught the right way. And I'm going to go through a lot of that with you tonight. So hopefully, if you're obviously in the group, it will still give you some value, because if you're in our group, you could have joined last week and you're not seeing this. So our group is built on real results. There is no fluffed results. All the reviews that you see are real. Obviously, there's 2,200 people in there. They're not all going to be lying. Last week, I had some amazing profit shots. And when I say profit shots, I'm not just talking about the most money. We're looking for consistency, because gold trading is tricky. You're not going to win every day. Your balance is not going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Trading is about taking money from the market, which involves unsuccessful trades. And you need to get to grips with that, because a lot of people come into this and they think it's a get rich quick scheme. And that is one thing it's not. It requires discipline, it requires consistency, and it requires for you at the beginning to listen to what we tell you, because there is many people that will tell you if they just listened and they didn't let their emotion and greed and all the other things that I'm going to talk about get in their head, they would be in a better place than what they're in now. So I'm going to start off by, let's talk about last week's results. So last week we sent 43 trade ideas, which are signals, trade ideas, whatever you want to call them. We sent 43 of them. 34 were winning or successful trades. Some people say winning, but what we like to say is successful trades. Because when you say winning and losing, it's like it's betting or gambling, and it's not. It's all strategic. So we like to say unsuccessful trade, or if a trade hits a stop loss, it's an unsuccessful trade. There's no problem with that, because we hit a hell of a lot more successful trades than we do unsuccessful. So last week we sent 43 trades, 34 successful trades, meaning they hit at least TP1 and beyond, they hit at least TP1 and went beyond. So that is a successful trade, because we're giving you an option, or basically giving you an area where you should take money out of that market. And we hit 7 stop losses. We closed one trade early at around a 40 pip loss, but we still closed, we had 7 stop losses. Again, if you're new, that is more stop losses than we would like. Normally, on average, we're hitting 3 or 4 on average, but we can go 2-3 weeks without a stop loss. It all depends on the market. Our structure, our system, our strategy stays the same all the time. I have people messaging in saying, have you changed something you're doing? No, we're doing exactly the same thing. But what has changed is the market. So don't ever look at us like we're changing it. We have done this strategy that's earned me a lot of money and a lot of other members a lot of money. It's the same strategy that's giving you that. But this last week or so, if you are experienced in our group, or even if you've seen the news, gold has been volatile as hell, okay? Very volatile market, and it's been trickier for us this week, but we still had a successful week. So we caught over 3,400 pips, which is a lot of pips, but people will still have had mixed results because they're either new, the market caught them out, and the reasons that I'm going to tell you. So I am very open and honest, okay? I will not feed you full of bull. I normally swear a lot on my calls, but this is live on YouTube, so I'm going to do my very best not to swear. So yeah, I'm not, me, my community, all the people involved, we are very accountable, and that is one thing that we always get back. They've been in other groups, they don't hold themselves accountable, we try and lie about the results. No, we just tell you exactly how it is, because we know our system works. We have got tons and tons and tons of reviews, and the results speak for themselves, as long as you follow the rules. And again, if you're new, or this is something you're looking at, which I'm hoping a few people, I'm going to tell you today why, and you'll become apparent why it's not as black and white as what you may think. And that is not like a smoke screen to try and cover up. It just requires a lot of things to make this work. So this is not a get rich quick scheme. I am not selling you a dream, okay? What I am telling you is that we have a great education for you to make this work, okay? Whether you do that is down to you. So, like I just said, it is not our best week last week as a community, but it's consistent. You know, we had a profitable week. We had a poll in the group, and I think 70% of people was up. That we're never going to get everybody up, because like I say, new people come in, you're going to make mistakes, which is why we teach you the right way. Start small, use the lowest lot size, so you're not going to win a lot and you're not going to lose a lot. You're not going to be profitable this much, you're not going to be, you know, in each trade you're going to be making small amounts, but you're going to do it right, okay? So let's talk a little bit about why most traders fail, and this is for everybody. So even if you've been in our group, I've worked on a few things that you may not have heard, and I do these calls every week. Sometimes people might see that it's the same things being said, but ask yourself why that is. Why do I log on here at 10 past 11 where I am in Dubai, and why do I do this? Because I'm trying to drill it into your head, because I'm wishing that somebody would have done this for me, because I would have had a hell of a lot more success than I had in the start. So most traders come and fail for a lot of these reasons. Chasing money instead of a process. A lot of people, I had a few messages which I haven't even replied to on my Facebook over the weekend. How can you make me rich? I want some of this money. How can you make me big money? I just don't reply, because I just think you're coming into the wrong game, because this thing will chew you up and spit you out. So if you've got gambling tendencies, you cannot do that in this. So people come in and they want to chase big wins. That all they're interested in is having a big day, or sending me a profit shot where they've earned huge amounts of money. When deep down that means nothing to me, and it doesn't impress me, because I'm not trying to teach that. I'm trying to teach people, yes, those big days can come, but you need to start somewhere, and starting sensibly and learning a new skill is what it's all about. So yeah, don't chase big money. Over risking on small accounts. I see this every single day. People putting £500 in an account and they're wanting to earn £500 in a day. Can it be done? Yes, I've done it plenty of times. But will it last long? No. It will basically work until it doesn't. Remember that. And we're going to go into that a little bit further. So if you're on a small account, let me just give you this. So if you've just joined, or you're even questioning this as you've been here a while, or if you're watching this, it won't make much sense, but remember it. If you start with £500, which for me should be the minimum. I know the minimum is 300, but for me, again, I'm being honest, if you haven't got that money, then you shouldn't be trading, because trading is a risk. Trading is a risk, but tell me something in life that isn't. So trading is a risk. So you should be, if you put £500 in your account, my advice would always be start on the lowest lot size of 0.01. 1111, by the way. Make a wish. So start on 0.01, which is the lowest lot size you can do. Again, if you're thinking about joining, this won't make sense yet, but remember it. And just get to grips with 1, trading gold, with 2, trading our strategy, and 3, how the MT5 works, how it all works. Spend a week just getting to grips with it. Use my 24/7 support team, use friends around you that are in it, message myself, message any of the other affiliates that are on board with us. Just get to grips with it. Do not look at monetary value when you first start, because that is what lets people down. They're coming in this to earn money, when at the start, look at it as I'm coming in this to learn a new skill. Okay, start rewiring your brain, because the money can come, the success can come, the experience can come, but you will not get there if you don't start the right way. So don't over risk on small accounts, okay? You should be doing a small lot size, and the maximum that you want to do when you're learning is 0.02 when you're learning, the maximum, just until you get it, because you might join on a great day where everything's going our way and you think, I've got this is easy, okay? Then the next day we may have a tricky day. When I say tricky day, we maybe fiddled the trades where we're saying, okay guys, move your stop loss to your break even, do this. You might be all out your senses because the day before was just TP after TP, gold was doing exactly what we wanted, and then you think you know what you're doing, you up your lot sizes, we hit a tricky day. So at least do it for a week, because then you can experience those tricky days. You can experience us telling you to move your stop loss to your break in and break even, and managing the trade, because we give different messages in the group how to help you manage your trades. So you want to be on board with all that first. So remember that. Not respecting stop losses. Remember, this is why most traders fail. Not respecting stop losses. So stop loss is something that we tell you to put on a trade to protect your capital. So that is going to, if basically a trade is unsuccessful and the market doesn't appreciate our strategy on that trade, it will hit your stop loss. So if we enter a trade here and say we're on a buy, we will always put a stop loss and your take profits will be above. If the market comes down and hits your stop loss, that means that you have lost money on that trade. So what? You're not just placing one trade. Again, I use the analogy, football teams go into football matches knowing they're going to concede goals, knowing that you're going to concede games, you're going to lose games. Does that mean that your season's over? No. Just means that you dust yourself down, you pick the next game, you pick your strategy for that game, and you go again. So it's the same in anything. But when people's mindset, when people's mindset is they want to come in and earn money, they want to do this, they can't handle the losses. But you need to understand that when you trade, stop losses happen. And as soon as you get that in your head, this is the main battle that we have. People can't handle stop losses. And why they can't handle them is because they're over risking, they have not got enough money in their account. These things, stop losses are normal. So respect them. And again, I'm just running a brief description about these things. There is more and more inside the community, as you know. Trading on emotion and not rules, okay? You should take every single trade the same way. And that comes with experience. Because at first you're going to get to grips with it. Take every single trade the same way. Do never trade on emotion. What do I mean by that? If we hit a stop loss, which we will, the next time you enter a trade, you over risk. You need to win this trade. That is emotion. You're panicking. You just got to be like, okay, I hit a stop loss, no worries. How I used to look at stop losses, I thank them. If I hit a stop loss, thank you. God, I could have ended up probably losing a lot more money in that trade, but I didn't because I had my stop loss in place. So look at what's just happened on gold at the weekend, last week, towards the end of the week. Gold dumped. Imagine not having a stop loss on them. That is where you thank a stop loss. It cut it off. Gold decided it wanted to go another way, and you had your stop losses in place. If you didn't have your stop losses in place, you've most likely blown your account. No routine or no structure. You need to create a routine with this. Again, some people have now turned this into a full-time job, so they create a routine with it. You need a routine, you need a structure. What do you do when you hit your target for the day? Those sort of things, and stick to it. Create something that works for you. Some people take a few trades, some people are on it all day, but create a structure that works for you. You need a structure and you need a routine in this game. Learning from too many mouths. Okay, we know what we're doing. We have great results. So many people will message in saying, well, so-and-so said that they're doing it this way. And so-and-so said he's doing it this way. So-and-so said he don't put his stop loss on because he can manage it out. So-and-so said that he increases his risk because that's how he makes more money. Well, if you want to go and listen to so-and-so, on your head be it, because we've got years of experience, we know how this market works, and we have a great success rate. And we have tons of people's reviews that when they followed that system, they were profitable, okay? So I would just listen to the people that you joined for. You know, the reason why more and more people join here, because we have people telling you this is a good group, these are honest, these have got a good structure. So don't listen to too many people. Do your own thing. Just don't compare yourself to others. You do what works for you. You will find a way that this works for you. That while I'm on that subject, so many people say to me, can you just tell me exactly the way to do it? And their answer to that is that there is no exact way. You will find what works for you. You will find a system that works for you. Yes, you're going to take our trades, but there is multiple ways to take those trades, okay? And when you join the community, you will have a call on that. You know, we will do a call now and again about how to enter. There is videos in the education, but I will do a call on different ways to enter the trades because there's plenty. But you will find one that works for you, okay? So just a bit of overview there. Don't listen to too many people. Find something that works for you and don't compare yourself to anyone else. 90% of trading failure is not to do with the strategy. It's to do with mindset and your execution. Okay, so just take that in. So 90% of this trading failure of a person is not down to the strategy. So many people want to point fingers, oh, that was crap, that was this. It's not down to the strategy because that strategy is working for somebody else. It's not working for you because you've not got the right mindset and you've not got the right execution, meaning you're taking the trades wrong, you're not putting stop losses on. It's down to the execution and mindset, which is what kills 90% of traders. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to fear you and think, well, bloody hell, 90%. No, we have a lot of members doing very well in our group now. In fact, I'd say 60-70% of the group are doing it right. That number is increasing all the time because they're learning from the mistakes. Unfortunately, making mistakes in this game is going to cost you money. So things that will make you more consistent, okay? Trading with the correct lot sizes. Trading with the correct lot sizes. Yes, when you trade with the wrong lot sizes, you're going to have some big wins, okay? big wins. I've done it. I've gone over the top on lot sizes and I've had some crazy wins. But guess what? I've had some crazy losses as well. So stay consistent. Let the small wins add up with what you should be trading on your account. Okay? So what? I've just broke my pen. So what? So what if Joe Blogs is trading on a 2 lot size and he's just sent you a profit shot? I've earned 5 grand today. Okay, no worries. Ask him to send you his profit shots on his losing days, because he will have no money left in his account. So trade your account on the right lot sizes. Stay consistent. Taking unsuccessful trades. Make sure that you take the stop losses. Take them exactly the same you do as your wins. Don't let your highs be too high and don't let your lows be too low. And the way that you will do that is trading the right way. If your highs are too high, that means you're on too big a lot sizes. If your lows are too low, it means you're on too big a lot sizes, you're over risking, and this is becoming like a gamble, okay? And you don't want it to be that, because trading is not a gamble, okay? This is a strategic way of taking money out of the market. Hitting your targets. So once you set yourself a target for the day, some people do it 2%, 3%, 4%, whatever you want it to be. Once you've took your target, stop trading. That is a great bit of advice. Some people do it more and they're good at it. More experienced traders do, but what works for you, like I just said, this is things that will make you more consistent. Remember what I'm saying. These things I'm telling you is what's going to make you more consistent. So many people now are hitting their targets by 10 a.m, midday, whatever, and they are done for the day. And they will not turn that chat back on or even enter any trades until the next day. Tomorrow's day is a new day. Markets have more structure. We'll go again. If you are getting a rush from trading, then you're doing it wrong. Remember that. If you're getting a rush from it, or it's a buzz, or you're anxious, or you can't come away from it, you understand what I mean, then you're doing something wrong. You should be calm, you should be accepting, because again, if you're in a trade and you do not want this to hit stop loss, this can't hit stop loss, please get up, you're blowing on your phone, you're blowing it up, I've done it, trust me, I've been there, I'm shaking it up, pushing it up. If you're doing all that, you're doing it wrong, because it should be literally, I'm going to take this trade, this is what we're going to do, this is where they expect it to go. It's either going to go there or it's going to hit the stop loss. It's going to do one of the two. Okay, let's go. And you're just relaxed. Okay, it's hit stop loss. No worries. Okay, it's taking my take profit. Brilliant. Next trade. Stay calm. So boring trading is profitable trading. Remember that as well. Boring trading is profitable trading. Exciting trading, you're going to lose money. Simple as that. If you can't follow rules on a small account, you will never have a big account. Remember that. These things that I'm telling you are little points that I've put down, because this is what you need to get in your head. If you can't basically follow the rules on the small account of £500 and you just keep blowing it, you're never going to get to that big account where you can get, where the excitement starts to come. But not from the actual trade you're placing, from the amount that's coming in. So remember that as well. If you can't follow the rules on a small account, you'll never have a big one. Detach from the outcome and the results will just look after themselves. Okay, these are things that I've learned in trading. If you just detach from the outcome and stop thinking about, I want to get to this much a day, my target. Someone said to me the other day, I'd be happy to make 5 grand a day. I was like, well, I'm sure you would. But have you got the discipline to do that? Have you got the thousands that you need to put into the account? Well, no. I've seen I can do it. If I put 5 grand in, I can trade my way up there. And well, mate, you're not going to get there doing that. I promise you, like that. And this is what I'd say to him: like, it's a lot of money to it. So you want to earn 100% on your account every day. Do you want to trade my account as well, please? So just detach yourself from the outcome. Stop thinking about the monetary value at first. Work on percentages, okay? Work on percentages. Stop thinking about the actual monetary value, because if you're on a £500 account, let's say 2%. 2% on that account is £10. You're not going to be shouting from the rooftops with that. You're not going to be showing it off to your friends. But if you did that consistently for a year, you'd have a very hefty sum in your account. But have you got the discipline to do that? We'll soon find out, I'm sure. The moment you chase, okay, it's very hot in here, by the way. The moment that you chase, and you know what I mean by that, the moment you start chasing wins, chasing losses, whatever, you know what I mean? If you start chasing it, you've already lost. You've already lost. So do not start chasing results. If you've had a loss, if you've over-risked and lost more money than you should, do not start chasing it. You have to start again. You have to scrap, start again. Because like I say, if you start chasing, you've already lost. Small losses are part of big success, okay? Small losses in this game are going to happen. But if you stick to them, we are more profitable. Sorry, we have a better win ratio. It's 85 to 90% roughly that we have each week. So don't let one, and listen, we can have 2 bad days in a row. Bad days meaning, you know, we wanted more from that. But more, basically bad days, I'm trying to tell you what bad days are. We hit more stop losses than we want. And I have people messaging in, another stop loss, and we're like, chill out, man. Like, we give you weeks with no stop losses. Like, don't worry about it. If your risk is right, that stop loss shouldn't damage your account. And you know, yeah, if we hit another one, but then we're going to hit 3, 4 winning trades in a row, or profitable or successful trades in a row. So don't worry about the stop losses. The small losses are going to come, but that's part of the game. So get them out of your head. Do not come into this thinking that you're not going to take an L. Consistency is what will keep you here long term. So many people come and go in this group. Come and go. We've had loads of members. But that's not down to us. We're still here. And I've still got clients that have been with us for 2 years, since I started 2.5 years ago with this community. I've got probably 10% of the people in this group have been with me that long. But people come and go. And why do they come and go? Because they come in, this is a typical scenario. So you get a lot of bad press about these groups. And I can hand on my heart and say this is not a bad group. And this is a successful group. But you get people come in, they deposit £1,000. And they lose that £1,000 in one day. And then call it all online saying, oh, if someone says, oh, I'm thinking about gold trading, they'll say, oh, don't mate, it's crap. I started with £1,000 and I lost it in a day. So that person that they're telling thinks, oh my God, he lost £1,000 in a day. That's awful. You know, that sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. But when you're in this group, you'll realise that if he's lost £1,000 in one day, there's only one person to blame for that. There's only one person to blame for that. Because if you're losing £1,000 a day, you're massively over risking. We do not teach you that. Do you know, if you put £500 in an account and you did a 0.01, which is what I would advise you to do. Let's just say you're experienced and you had £500 in your account. What we'd say, I'm not going to tell you lot size, no financial advice. You trade what you think's right, but as a guideline, what would I use on that account would be a 0.05. Over my whole entries, maximum, okay? So if you used that and you hit a stop loss, say on a stop loss on 0.01, our stop loss would be £8. Okay, so £8. If you did it on a 0.05, that would be £40. Okay, so £40, that means that you would have to lose 12 trades in a row to blow that account. We've never ever sent 12 trades in a row. I don't think we've ever hit 12 stop losses in a week, let alone in a day. So that should tell you how ill-disciplined and how that person has just over-risked. Because that is not how we work. But the things you hear is, I've lost £1,000 a day. That group's, I nearly swore, that group's crap. So it doesn't work like that. The people that you're hearing that off, it's all down to them. And we don't teach that. Anyone can have a good day. Remember this, anyone can have a good day. But focus on having good months. So I get it all the time, people sending me profit shots, big profit shots. I'm like, okay, and I try and advise them. I look at their account, I say, mate, yes, you've had a great day, you've took a lot of money out of the market, but you're massively over risking, and that won't last long. And honestly, it's the same reply I used to give to people. I know what I'm doing, mate, I'm smashing it, mate, I'm honest, I've really got it now, like, everything's going great, I've got it. And then I don't probably hear from them again. that means they've blown that account. And they just wouldn't listen. Look, don't get me wrong, a lot of people will understand, will talk about it, and they'll say, look, it's my problem, I'm going to do it the right way now. But people focus on having a good day all the time. So many people will not take the stop loss or take the L they're supposed to take because they don't want to lose the day's profit. Well, sometimes you just have to take that L. And it's better that losing that day's profit than losing your whole account. So focus on having good months. You know, the best traders in the world, some of my friends over here that are unreal at trading, they trade quarter to quarter. But I don't want you to think that this thing can't, oh, I don't, you know, I've got, what's I'm making pennies over the quarter. No, what I'm trying to get across to you is consistency and discipline wins in this. And that's why I do a lot of mindset calls. And some of the mindset calls I do has changed people's trading journey. Smash a like on this video if you're one of them people. Because I honestly believe that what we've created is really not helping people just in trading, in life. You know, this has changed my life in the last 3 years. I'm a different person. I've got better people around me. My mindset's different. I'm surrounding myself with winners. I don't have no negative energy towards stuff now. And, you know, a lot of it's come through this and the people that I've met through this. We've got an unreal community. So keep stacking boring days and the exciting ones will come. What do I mean by that? In the beginning, it's going to be boring. You know, I have people messaging me saying, I've made £6 today, and they're buzzing. Not because they've made £6, but because they've done it right, and they've got it right. But £6, like 1.2% on a £500 account. Like, doesn't sound a lot, but on a £500 account, that's decent going. It's 1.2%. So let's times that over the month. You're going to have like, oh God, my maths ain't great. You're going to have like 30%, 28%, something around that. Which you go to an investor and tell them that, they're going to snap your hand off. So start looking at percentages. Percentage gains in this is what changed it for me. You know, I was making 2% a day regularly. Let me just give you this is true numbers. If you started trading with £3,000 in your account and you made 2% a day on that account for a full year, bear in mind we only trade 5 days a week, so that's 260 trading days, and you made 2% a day on £3,000, you would have just over £500,000 at the end of the year, if you could make that. Yes, some days you're going to make more, some days you're going to make less, but I think it's not unrealistic to say that you can do that. Taking our signals, using our education, because our signals are just idea trades, trade ideas. Our education is what we've learned and we want to think they'll help you in the market. If you use both of them, I do think that you can hit them things. We have a 2% club inside the community where people join that group and they want to concentrate on trying to hit that 2%, setting themselves targets. So remember, keep stacking those boring days and the exciting days will come. Because the exciting days for you would be when you've built that account to where you want it to be. And where your 2% is no longer £10. Where your 2% could be £1,000. You know, build it to that point. Don't come in this space thinking it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Unless you're going to learn quick and then deposit more money. Because the only way to earn more money in trading is to put more capital in your account. And that is not me saying go and do that. That's not what I'm about. People, it happens without telling people. Do you know? I've got people that have grown their account from £5,000 and they have over £100,000 in their account now, and they've took withdrawals on the way. So that's another thing that I say. If you started with £500 and you got to the point where you got up to £1,000, if you ever showed me, my first response would be take £500 out, because you may have a bad day. You have a bad day where you don't stick to stop losses. So many people say, I'm really consistent now, I'm doing this, I'm sticking to the rules, but it only takes one bad day. There's no point in being consistent just for a week or a month, or however long you want to be consistent for, if you're going to have a bad day. So constantly take money out of the market. If you get to a point where, let's just say, you traded for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever, and you got to the point, however you got to do it, where you doubled the money, you basically started with 500, you've got 1,000. Take your initial investment out. You're now in a risk-free investment. So if you do make a mistake, which I will try as best I can that you don't, then you're not losing any money. And then you'll be more obliged to start again with the 500 because you've not lost any money. So yeah, make sure you're doing those things. Listen, these calls are normally around half an hour to 45 minutes. If you have got any sort of questions on this, okay, you can go on Telegram, you can go on Instagram, you can go on my website and you'll find all the links there. This is not a push. This is not for everybody. But if it's for you and you think you've got the right mindset to do it, this could be a good opportunity for you. So reach out to anyone that put you on these calls, tell them you'd like to start, and we help you every step of the way. We have a 24/7 support team. My girls that I've got in the UK are fantastic. Again, we get comments saying that they've never had that level of support in other communities or other groups or other places that they've been. We pride ourselves on that. They help you set your account up. They'll help you place your first trade if you need it. There's plenty of videos. We have got seminars going on in the UK all the time. We've got a huge Dubai event happening where I've already had over 100 people book their flights and hotels from the community. So that is a massive thing. They're going to be coming. We've got lots of things planned, trading masterclasses. We've got celebrities on board. There's lots going off in this community, and I truly believe that we are one of, if the not the best community out there. And you might think you're going to say that, but I've seen others. I know you don't get the level of support. I know there is not many groups giving this success rate. So last week, I follow other groups. I saw lots more stop losses being hit, a lot more, negative energy around them because a lot of them don't even have a face. They don't want to put the face to it, and that should tell you everything. We don't hide. We have bad weeks. Don't sit here and think we won't tell you we don't have bad weeks, but in those bad weeks, you can still be profitable if you do it right. So this is my first live Zoom call. I'm going to be trying to do 2 of these a month. If you've got any other questions, you can go on Telegram and message at Blakey Trades Support. You can go on Instagram and message me, or you'll find me on any other social platform. Thank you very much for joining this Zoom call. And if you've got any questions, please do ask. Smash a like on the video if it was any help to you at all. Thank you very much.